Stepping onto a stage with hundreds of people staring back at you triggers a primal stress response. Your mouth goes dry, your heart races, and to manage that fear, almost everyone defaults to the same strategy: rigid rote memorization. Recently, TED held an idea search in London. The stakes were absolute. From a deep pool of hopefuls, exactly one speaker would be selected to travel to Vancouver and deliver their talk on the main global stage. Backstage, you see the toll of that pressure. Speakers pace the hallways, obsessing over their scripts and terrified of dropping a single word. They are desperately chasing the illusion of total, unblemished polish. But the judging panel isn't counting stumbles or missed commas. They are listening for the strength of the concept and watching for a genuine connection with the people in the room. Audiences rarely reward the absence of mistakes. What actually sticks in the mind is the moment a speaker stops reciting a script and starts talking to us as a human being. Tape Maxim, an artist at the London event. Despite being visibly ill, he delivered a visually stunning presentation about a technique he developed to capture the footprints of insects. He did it fluently and entirely in his second language. It was beautiful, but it had a critical flaw. The presentation offered a fleeting aesthetic experience, a sense of wonder, but it didn't give the audience a concrete takeaway they could apply to their own lives. Contrast that wonder with a specific talk on the history of crafting. By focusing on the tangible act of sashiko stitching, the speaker grounded the abstract concept of memory in a physical practice the audience could understand. Then there was Gabriella. She presented a clear, urgent problem. 90% of the music we hear in concert halls is written by men. Because AI tools are training on this biased data, they are essentially learning to forget half of humanity's creative history. This is the difference between a portable idea and a vague one. A complex, tangled narrative is too heavy to carry, but a clearly defined problem, like bias in AI music, is a compact, glowing shape easily passed from person to person. A polished presentation without a clear takeaway will always lose to a simpler talk that asks one unforgettable, portable question. 24 hours before the event, Ben stepped up for his rehearsal. He was tackling the complexities of the online manosphere, and he completely bombed. He lost his place, forgot his lines, and struggled to finish in front of his peers. Yet the next day, under the bright lights of the live event, Ben delivered a cohesive, high-energy performance that moved the entire crowd. He didn't have time to overhaul his script or spend 20 more hours memorizing lines. So what actually changed in that 24-hour window? This is the rehearsal gap. Repetition builds the foundational structure of a talk, but it cannot manufacture presence. Ben moved past the mechanical act of remembering his words and focused on the urgency of his message. While competence is built in an empty room, true connection requires abandoning the fear of failure and trusting that the audience needs to hear what you have to say. True delivery is not about smooth vocal cadence or perfect posture. It is about taking a genuine, unshielded risk on stage, putting something real on the line that might not work. Gabriella executed this risk by ending her talk with a song. She stopped speaking and began to sing, a move that could have felt performative if not for its heavy historical weight. She chose a lullaby written by Ilse Weber. Weber composed the song while imprisoned in the Theresienstadt ghetto during the Second World War, shortly before she was sent to her death. By singing this song, Gabriella gave a voice to the very silence she was describing. She contrasted her pure, isolated voice against the grim machinery of historical erasure shown in the camp processing facilities. She sang entirely alone, unaccompanied, unscripted, and deeply vulnerable. If she had missed a note or become too emotional to continue, the moment would have failed catastrophically. Gabriella won the ticket to Vancouver not because she was the most polished speaker, but because she forced the audience to feel the weight of her idea through an act of genuine risk. A successful presentation is a demonstration of bravery, not a feat of memory.
When the stakes are high, audiences do not reward technical perfection. They reward the willingness of a speaker to be seen trying, to stand on a stage and put their true self behind an idea. Stop asking if your next presentation is smooth enough. Start asking what single portable idea the people in the back row will still be thinking about a week after you leave the stage. Shift your preparation away from practicing to avoid mistakes and toward cultivating an unshakable belief that your message is necessary. Find the one authentic risk in your delivery that you were tempted to cut to play it safe. Then refuse to cut it.